Tom Cole, the coach for BCSN, and certainly an honor and a privilege to be here with Lincoln Kynard, 1990 Maumee Valley Country Day, inductee to the TAC Hall of Fame. Lincoln, on behalf of Buckeye Cable BCSN, we want to congratulate you. Lincoln, express to us what it feels, because just getting the Hall of Fame is special, and express to us what it means to you to be in the TAC Hall of Fame.
It's very special, like you said, a significant moment. It certainly means that some of the accomplishments that I've had, were memorable, at least, not only in my own mind, but there's some others who may be able to recall. And
that's a good line. I'm going to steal that from you, Lincoln. I like that.
Enjoyed, some of the moments that I had as an athlete in the Toledo Area Athletic Conference.
Lincoln, that's a great segue. Let's talk about basketball. 1,000-point career score. I think the total they gave me was 1,237 in points. But what got me, Lincoln, okay, I know you can score the basketball, but what got me is your third all-time in the history of Maumee Valley Country Day in assists. So not only were you a guy who could score the bucket, but you passed to the teammates. Talk about that a little bit.
I'd like to know who was first and second. No, I had contests where obviously I wouldn't score a lot, but I'd find my teammates. My coach enjoyed having a 6'2" point guard, could look over traps and things of that nature. And I enjoyed sharing the ball. I enjoyed finding an open teammate. I remember a couple of games where I had 17 assists, and those were just phenomenal moments for me. Those last with me as much as, scoring 20, 30, whatever points per game.
Lincoln, you were a little bit ahead of the curve in your basketball game because the taller guard, it's kind of the vogue thing because you can pass over the defense, you can see people. You were a little bit ahead of the curve there.
Oh, absolutely. 6'1", 6'2" is probably average now.
You're
but
right.
I was certainly, to have that height and have my size and have my stature as a high school athlete, it worked to my advantage to be able to, again, if I was getting trapped, pick it up, pass fake, find an open teammate, and we could break pressure, handle pressure that way.
Lincoln, you also are an outstanding student. And, let's talk about that a little bit because you were heavily involved in track. You were a great trackster along with the basketball. So many kids struggle today. It's great they're in extracurricular activities, but sometimes they have a hard time with the academics. You obviously did not. How were you able to do that?
Interestingly enough, Maumee Valley was a challenge for me. I left Leverett Junior High to enter Maumee Valley Country Day School, and it was worlds apart from where I had begun my academic career. So, it was challenging. I had certainly had moments of frustration, and it just took some diligence, took some hard work, took me to trust in a couple of teachers or two and their support. But I'll admit I survived the Maumee Valley experience. I didn't necessarily thrive while I was there, and I'm a better person for it today.
Lincoln, when people talk about you, I heard a lot of a gentleman that gives back. You spent your coaching currently and teaching, a counselor at St. Francis, JV basketball coach, and a great program there with Coach Lowe. But you're always a gentleman that's giving back. Where did you get that? Because you get that from somebody. That doesn't just happen. Who'd you get that from?
I think I get it from lots of folks who've been involved, in my life. But for the most part, a lot of it does come from just me and inside. My experience at Maumee Valley, particularly again, surviving the academic experience, in the role that I'm at St. Francis right now, it's exactly that. It's to help students who would not customarily attend to St. Francis, who may have difficulties transitioning socially and academically. My job is to help those kids transition into a St. Francis culture, an all-male school. You could say that it aims mostly towards middle, upper-class type families, a Catholic school, just to help students transition and survive or thrive, which I didn't do, during that experience. So a part of it, and a lot of that is just based on, again, the difficulties that I had at Maumee Valley.
Lincoln, there are so many young people that watch BCSN, and we're so appreciative of that, but they're looking at you, tremendously successful Hall of Famer going into the TAC tonight. But so many kids struggle with a myriad of things in high school, whether it's grades, whether it's the sport they're in, whatever they're finding out who they are. People they get out of high school, they forget what a struggle it can be. What would you say to a young person who, is struggling in whatever area? How do you overcome that? How do you have the stick-to-itiveness to stay with it?
I think you have to know and seek out the supports that are there. The supports may not be every student, your peers, may not be all the peers that you're running around with, may not always be a parent, may not always be a coach, but I'm certain, in one of those circles, you can find someone strong enough to help you persevere through whatever obstacles that there are ahead of you. You may find one or two or three, but again, the supports are there. It's just a matter of really opening up your eyes, taking a deep breath, offering yourself, to someone at times so that you can improve and survive, whether it's an athletic experience, whether it's an academic experience, so that you can thrive, hopefully, through that experience.
Lincoln, that's great advice. Lincoln, on behalf of Buckeye Cable and BCSN, we're so proud of you. Congratulate you and your family for the induction into the TAC Hall of Fame, and it is well deserved. Congratulations,
I
Lincoln.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, my pleasure, Lincoln. Our pleasure.
BCSN, I enjoy it.
And that's coming from a Hall of Famer. Thanks, Lincoln. Tom Cole, the coach for BCSN.